You know, all this month on Weekend Express, we're going to be talking about spring cleaning your life. And we're not talking about getting rid of the stuff in your pantry or in your closet today. Today, we're focusing on spring cleaning your spiritual life. When should you take a risk? When should you listen to your gut instincts? Well, Bishop T.D. Jakes is going to answer those questions in his new book, Instinct, The Power to Unleash Your Inborn Drive. And Bishop Jakes joins us now. Such a pleasure to have you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Lena. It's a pleasure to be with you.
You know, I like this idea of spring cleaning your spiritual life because I think there are a lot of people that don't ever even focus on their spiritual life. So if you were to give advice on really starting from scratch, how to even start, would it be meditation, trusting your instinct? What is really the way to spring clean your spiritual life?
You spring clean your spiritual life the way you would spring clean your house, throwing away and discarding things you don't need anymore. So much of our lives are cluttered with who we have had to be to other people, how our identity evolves to what they need us to be. Our work life, our family life is all infested with other people's goals and ideals and needs. What I'm talking about in the book Instinct is getting down to the core of who you are and throwing away all the debris of who you have had to be, because when you get to your center and you get to your core, you're transformed by your renewing of your mind. Hit the reset button, and let's do something fresh with the second half of our lives.
And you make a great point, because we always hear trust your gut, trust your instinct. Why do you think people have such a hard time listening to that voice in the back of their head like, no, that's not going to be a good idea?
Well, you know, we're wrestling between intellect and instinct. And intellect is informed by who we've met, who's spoken into our lives, what books we've read, what things we've experienced. But instinct goes into the unknown. It drives you toward the future, not the past. So if you want to leave the past behind, you have to engage your instincts, much like seagulls who are born in the sand, and then the moment they're born and hatched, they start moving toward the ocean. Many people feel like I've got something inside of me that's drawing me somewhere that my past experiences don't validate.
Has there been a time in your life where you've trusted your gut instinct and there's been the outcome that you were looking for?
Oh, absolutely, time and time again. The first book that I ever wrote, Woman, Thou Art Loose, no publisher would publish it. There was no data to back up a male pastor writing about female issues in the church and how they needed to be healed and restored and women needed to be uplifted. 25 years ago, there was no point of reference. There was no data, so I had to invest in it myself. Or when I moved from Charleston to Dallas, where I'd never been, to establish a church, the Potter's House, that now has 30,000 members. When you go with your gut, you're so much better, you're so much richer, you're so much more powerful.
And you also say that you will also be successful. In this book you wrote, when you are living by instinct, then you will naturally enhance everything and everyone around you. So in other words, success will come naturally. We often hear if you picture what you want, then it will come to light. Is this sort of a similar idea?
Well, I think it goes even further than just picturing it in your mind. My book addresses getting in the arena of your dreams, like Ruth did in the book of Ruth. She got in the field with Boaz. To get in the arena, you may not be in the center. You may have to volunteer. You may only be briefly associated. But to get around people who are doing what you are dreaming of doing, then you learn not only what is written about that job, skill, relationship, building, ministry, whatever it is, but you also learn the unwritten rules of living in that arena.
And Bishop, what I love that you say about this is basically that it's not just spring cleaning your house, it's spring cleaning yourself, because not a lot of people focus on themselves, and it's just as important. Bishop Jakes, your book, Instinct, in stores now. We really appreciate having you on. You take care.
It's been a real pleasure. Have a good one.